Coming up on Mountain News at 6, one Southern Kentucky mayor is seeking an increase in regulations in the addiction recovery system in the state. And a group of organizations stand together to help veterans stand down in Floyd County.
And we're seeing temperatures cool off as we go throughout the evening hours. Temperatures right now are in the low to mid 70s. Now, how long will this stretch of nice weather last? Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Somerset Mayor Alan Keck is calling for increased regulations in the addiction recovery system. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox talked to Keck today about why he is pushing for more measures.
Somerset Mayor Alan Keck sent a letter to state leaders urging them to increase regulations for sober living facilities.
It's just a checks and a balance. It's an accountability measure where we make sure there's not waste, fraud, and abuse, and then we make sure those that need that next level of treatment are actually getting it.
Keck recommended reinstalling pre-authorization guidelines that were eliminated during the COVID-19 pandemic. Doctors could make references for their patients on what level of treatment they needed. The mayor says it is too easy to run sober living facilities in the state now.
Well, it's no different than if you were going to a doctor's office, let's say. You don't just walk right into a knee surgeon. You know, you're going to go to your general provider and they're going to refer you to that next level.
Keck says Medicaid is the main provider for sober living facilities. He wants to ensure those funds are being used correctly.
When you remove a guardrail from a federally funded program, it turns into a free-for-all.
Keck says several leaders throughout the state are also in favor.
Literally every mayor that I've talked to is supportive of this measure. I know many are going to come forward.
The Somerset City Council passed an ordinance in January requiring those facilities to comply with standards. In Somerset, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Mayor Keck also says he supports those in recovery. He says the letter is not just about pushing against Medicaid fraud, but also helping those who need help finding the right resources. An Anderson County man is behind bars after police found drugs on him during a traffic stop in Harlan County. It happened yesterday when deputies with the sheriff's office pulled Tommy Turner of Lawrenceburg over on US 119 near Dayhoyt. Police later determined that Turner was impaired and found meth, money, and other controlled substances during a vehicle search. Turner was taken to the Harlan County Detention Center. A Pulaski County man is facing charges after he was pulled over in Wayne County. Yesterday, police noticed a vehicle on East Kentucky 90 that had gotten away from deputies back in April. After pulling the vehicle over, a man and a woman were told to step out. During a vehicle search, a handgun was found in addition to meth, drug paraphernalia, and cash. Jeffrey Holder of Nancy was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. A Louisville man is facing assault charges after he reportedly stabbed a man at a gas station in Prestonsburg. The incident happened at Skeens Marathon on US 23 last Friday. Police later found 36-year-old Wesley Gatlin at a hotel and arrested him in connection with the stabbing. He was taken to the Floyd County Detention Center. A man is in jail after he reportedly tried to get away from police. Detectives were trying to serve 46-year-old Herschel Pangle an outstanding indictment warrant. That's when Pangle led police on a short foot chase before police were able to take him into custody. Pangle was served an indictment warrant for failure to comply with the sex offender registration. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. We are learning more about an attempted child abduction in Whitley County. That's where state police say Willie Bethea tried to get a child to leave the intermediate school playground with him. Bethea, who is from South Carolina, left the property when school staff confronted him. Hours later, they arrested him at the Corbin Walmart. According to his arrest citation, Bethea has prior charges of attempted murder and kidnapping. He's due in court next Tuesday. Police in Jackson County are asking for help finding a missing woman. Take a look at your screen. 52-year-old Shannon Angel was reported missing on August 23rd. According to Angel's family, she had been missing for several days before that missing persons report was filed. Angel is described as being 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 180 pounds with strawberry blonde hair. If you have any information, call Jackson County Dispatch at 606-287-9979.
Temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 70s. We stayed mainly cloudy across the area. The good news is the cloud cover will dissipate throughout the day on Thursday. 76 is the current temperature in Jackson, 77 in Prestonsburg, 79 in London. Go towards the Moorhead, Irvin, Somerset, Monticello area. We're still seeing temperatures in the low 80s. You go towards Grundy and Wise, we're seeing a temperature of 72. Live pinpoint Doppler radar is getting a nice little break tonight and is going to get a break for the day on Thursday. And for the most part, Friday. The rain chances will pick up Friday night, but right now the big story is going to be that cloud cover. You can see the cloud cover pushing through eastern Kentucky. Still will stay mostly cloudy as we go throughout the next several hours. 9 o'clock will go to 73 degrees. 1 a.m. will go to 66 and upper 50s as we go throughout the 7 o'clock time frame. When you wake up in the morning, we'll see temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, low 60s towards Jackson as well as Prestonsburg. Now, coming up in the first alert forecast, we're going to talk about cooler temperatures and definitely some record-breaking lows. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you. The Kentucky Community and Technical College System says more than 85,000 students have enrolled for the fall semester. Overall, that's nearly 8.5% increase. That's an 8.5% increase from last year, which sets a 10-year record. KCTCS says they have also seen growth with underrepresented minorities, non-traditional students, and students in programs aligning with Kentucky's targeted industries for the future. U.S. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell visited Madison County today, addressing the Richmond Chamber of Commerce. McConnell highlighted the importance of staying involved in Ukraine, criticized the Biden administration's withdrawal from Afghanistan, and discussed concerns about defense spending and inflation. McConnell also weighed in on the presidential election, suggesting that the Democratic nominee will be closely tied to the current administration's record.
Now, I think what the Democratic nominee is going to be is to argue that she's the future and the Republican nominee is the past. The problem with that argument, it seems to me, is the Democratic nominee is stuck with the record of this administration.
Senator McConnell also shared insights on infrastructure projects in Kentucky and his new book. Governor Beshear announced today close to $1.7 million will go to 16 communities. One of those communities benefiting is in our area. The city of Jackson will receive more than $172,000 for a project. The funding will be used to plant trees, hire foresters, and increase public awareness of the benefits of urban forestry. Officials say the benefits include improving the health and well-being of people across the state. Speaking of Governor Beshear, he will host his Team Kentucky briefing tomorrow. Some of the topics we're told the governor will address is economic development as well as infrastructure developments and the state's response to natural disasters and severe weather. There will also be an update about the medical cannabis program. One Floyd County VFW spent the day honoring heroes through a veteran stand down event. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was there.
A group of organizations standing together to help veterans stand down.
And it's about coming back and connecting with other veterans. You can walk around, you can hear all kinds of great stories. Veterans just spending time with each other. And just that time can be therapeutic.
Prestonsburg VFW Post 5839 hosted a veterans stand down, providing those who served with resources for health care, housing, and more.
We've seen veterans that we've connected with at stand-down events that were homeless, that have gone through programs and became homeowners.
Post Commander Danny Shepard says the mission fits with the post's efforts to combat veteran homelessness.
We've had a couple success stories here, that we've housed for a couple months, and they went out and we got them resources, and they got what they needed, and they moved out and let the room open for the next veteran to come in.
He says bringing so many partners to the table, from free healthcare screenings to veteran crisis care, helps veterans know they are never alone.
There is, a problem in the veterans, with suicide. We have, I think the last number was 22 a day. And, that's just it should be zero.
As they work to keep the information in the hands of the veterans and families who need it.
People say, how can I contribute? And sharing these resources helps get that information out there.
Trying to give back to those who gave so much. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Organizers say one good way to support the mission is by supporting your local VFW and DAV chapters to keep the events rolling.
All right, in the world of weather overall, we're going to stay below normal for the next few days. Plenty of sunshine is in store for the day on Thursday, but sweater weather, that's in the forecast. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
And Shaping Our Appalachian Region is getting ready for its annual SOAR Summit next month. We'll hear from officials about the event.